Channel. Today we're going to see LeetCode problem number 182, duplicate emails. Marked as easy. Let's straightly go to the problem statement, try to understand and solve it. Now here they have already provided the SQL schema. So if you want to create the table by your own, just copy it and paste it in your SQL platform, MS SQL or any other SQL platform, and create the table. Okay. Now they provided the table. Persons table contains ID and email, and these are the data types. ID is the primary key column for this table. Each row of this table contains an email. The email will not contain uppercase letters. Okay. Now what do you have to find out? We have to write an SQL to report all the duplicate emails, and we can return our results in any order. So pretty simple table, only two columns, ID and email, and we just have to find out any duplicate emails. Okay, let's see. This is the example which they have provided. Let's try to understand the question in a better way by looking into this input example table, persons table. So ID contains 1 2 3, and emails, there are 3 email IDs, and we can see this respective email IDs for ID1 and ID3 are same. So the output will be is a@b.com, because we need to find only the duplicate emails. Okay. So there are I'll like to show you two different ways to solve this problem. Let's first try to solve it by using subquery, and another I'll show you without subquery. Okay. So the basic approach to solve this problem will be counting the email IDs, and whichever email ID is in this table more than once, we are going to uh, print all those email IDs. That means those are the duplicates which appears more than once. Okay. So for that we need to use aggregate function, count aggregate function. Let's start building our query. Select email, and also we need to keep one thing in mind, that our output column is email with E in caps. Okay, and in our main table the column is email with E in lowercase. Okay, so first let's change this one, email, and then we'll use the aggregate function count star. Let's give it a alias as num from which table? Person table. From persons table, and as we have already used aggregate function count, so we have to use group by email. Okay, so what this query is doing, this query is only grouping those emails and checking with unique email ID how many times this email has been appeared. Okay, let's try to run this query and check. So here we can see this is definitely not the correct answer which they want us to find. So we can see that a@b.com has appeared twice in this table, and c@d.com has appeared only once. So we just need to make this subquery and write the main query, which will show those emails which appeared more than once. Okay, let's try to build that main query right now on the top of this query. So that will be select, and we just need to print only the email. So write email from this table. Let's give it alias in here. In as I'm writing this query in MS SQL Server, so we need to give aliases in here. If it is in MySQL, then you don't need to worry about this alias. And where we need to give in where condition where num is greater than 1. Okay, or you can give not equal to 1 also, that will also work. Okay, so let's try to run this one and see if we're getting the expected output or not in here. Yeah, we can see that our query performs fine and it has been accepted. Now let's check another one which I told, if we give not equal to 1, if this works or not. Let's see. And we can see this also works. Okay, now this is, I would say, not the most efficient way to uh, solve this problem. There is another way and more optimized way, I would say. So that is without using subquery. So let's write without using subquery. So that will be select email as let's keep it like email for now, from person table. I'm doing group by in here, group by email having. So having is another clause we are using in here, having count of email is greater than 1. Okay, so let's try to check what result we are getting by this query. And we can see it accepts our result perfectly. Okay, so here we just took a precaution of creating our column as they're expecting in the output, but even if you don't change it, it also accepts. Okay, so I would like to submit the code to check if it works on other test cases as well or not. Yeah, and we can see that the runtime is very low. It is 650 milliseconds and it is faster than 98.11% of SQL Server online submissions. So there are two ways to solve this problem, and I would definitely prefer you guys to choose the second way, that is using the having to solve this kind of problems. Try it by your own. Very straightforward, very easy. To be definitely eligible to be in the easy category. And let me know if you have any doubts or questions. I will definitely give the details, the problem statement and the SQL schema for you in the description below, so that you can check it if even if you don't have LeetCode access. Okay, I'll come up with another LeetCode SQL problem and the problems which are being frequently asked in interviews. Few days. Till then, bye and happy coding.